Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my October or Vlogtober series. I am so grateful that you are here. Today I thought it'd be fun to share some of my fall favorites, and it is the perfect fall ambiance day. It's super rainy, very cozy. I've got my candle, I've got my pumpkin coffee, which I'm going to talk about today. So I thought it was the perfect day to talk about my fall favorites. Now, I mentioned this in my first Vlogtober video, but just to reiterate why I love October so much, I just truly feel like it's when the outside world matches my soul. Like when the things I believe and talk about and just feel aligning to me are more socially acceptable. That's really like the best way that I can describe it. Like a lot of the Halloween decorations I have up, I will have up all year. Because it's just my vibe. It's just what feels right to me. And I'm sure that the fact that my birthday is 5 days before Halloween has a lot to do with it. Like I mentioned, just a lot of nostalgia with Halloween. And I just feel so connected to October and Halloween. It is kind of hard to describe, but if you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. The shirt, I feel like, describes me the best. Like I'm a basic girl to my core. I love everything pumpkin, love a pumpkin spice latte, love pumpkin coffee, and I'm also a little witchy. I'm a basic witch. So that is me to my core. I also want to talk about a huge intention that I have for this month, because when I hear that quote, like you only have so many Octobers in your life, which is true, like your age is the amount of Octobers you have had in your life or will have in your life, depending, universe willing, how old we get to be. And that is just like a really sad thought to me. Like it makes me want to juice October as much as I can, and that leads me to putting like unnecessary pressure on fall and October. So this is just my reminder to you to like slow down. Presence is key. Like if you're not enjoying the things that you're planning, what's the point? So just take a deep breath, slow down, and remember that being present in October or whatever your favorite season is, whatever your favorite month is, truly is the key. Okay, so let's start off with my favorite fall treats. Now this first one is going to come as no surprise. I feel like I talk about it all the time, but it is truly one of my favorite pumpkin items, and it's the only item I have on me right now, and that is the pumpkin spice Trader Joe's coffee. Now, I lived most of my life without a Trader Joe's. I lived in Springfield, Illinois until I was 27, and then I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, where they had Trader Joe's. And I remember the first time I went was fall time, like right after I moved there. And I tried this, and it, like, not to be dramatic, but it changed my life. Like, I freaking love Trader Joe's. Who doesn't? They have so many pumpkin things now, but the pumpkin coffee is hands down my favorite. Even just looking at the grounds, you can see all of the spices that they put into the coffee. Now, I have had some other pumpkin coffees, some not so good, some pretty good. A close second would be the Good and Gather pumpkin spice coffee from Target. I'm pretty simple with my coffee. I just like black coffee with a little bit of stevia. I used to put a lot more in it. I know some people really like creamers. There's some really good pumpkin creamers out there, but personally that is how I like my coffee. Now when it comes to going to and buying coffee somewhere else, I'm really not that big of a fan of a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. I do like it if you add a pump of chai, that gives it that extra spice. Just try not to go to Starbucks as much recently. I love local coffee shops. That's what I'll put up. Local coffee shop ambiances sometimes when I'm just at home. Really, I just like plain coffee with a little bit of pumpkin spice flavoring in it. Now, the next item I have on here, which may be kind of hard to get if you're not living in the area I do. I'm located in the St. Louis, Missouri area, but at Schnucks, they have pumpkin spice butter cake cookies. Now, butter cake is a huge St. Louis thing. I'm like somewhat new to the area. I didn't grow up here, so I'm still learning all of these things. So that's like a traditional St. Louis recipe. They put it in a cookie and add a pumpkin spice, and it is hands down one of my favorite sweet treats that is fall themed. So freaking good. If you live in the area, run and go grab some. They are very spicy is the word I want to use. Not like spicy, like hot, like just have a lot of pumpkin spice in them. And I love that. I want to have a lot of spice to my pumpkin spice. So definitely need to go and get some of those. I haven't had any this season, but my sister-in-law said that she saw some. So I gotta go and grab those soon. Now another pumpkin treat that I love is from Aldi. I've become a huge Aldi girl in the past year. Again, I didn't shop at Aldi until like last July, and it changed my life. Everything is so much cheaper there. They have good organic stuff, good just unique items. They have a ton of pumpkin stuff as well, but I love their pumpkin yogurt covered pretzels. I love salty sweet, and then you add in the pumpkin spice. So, so good. Now, I've tried a lot of their other pumpkin things, like their pumpkin ice cream, their pumpkin spice almonds. They're okay. Again, just not my favorite. But the yogurt covered pretzels, I could eat the whole bag in one sitting, and I have eaten the whole bag in one sitting, so I try not to get them too often. And then the last thing I have on here, just kind of grouped in with food, is, and this is obviously an adult thing, but I love pumpkin beer. Now, we just got back from Colorado, which is like such a huge hub for craft beer, and unfortunately I didn't get to try any pumpkin beer. They didn't have it out quite yet. It was like mid to late September. Again, here in the St. Louis area, I love Schlafly pumpkin ale. Let me know other pumpkin beers that you love. I've heard Sam Adams is really good. I haven't tried a ton of them because when I find one I like, I just stick to it. I'm like too nervous to get one I'm not gonna like. So let me know any other pumpkin drinks or pumpkin beers that you also love. Okay, now on to music. Music is huge when setting the vibe or the ambiance for the season. I've been playing my Halloween playlist like since August, but I've also incorporated some new types of fall music, Halloween music that I guess you could say. I'll share my Halloween playlist below in the description. It's through Spotify. I have such a wide mix of songs on there. I also have a fall playlist I'll share as well. It's just a little bit different vibe. The Halloween playlist is obviously all Halloween themed, and the fall playlist just has a little bit more of like a folky vibe, I guess you could say. Anyway, some other music that I've been incorporating is an artist I found on Pandora. Yes, I still use Pandora. It's like I'm in the early 2000s over here, but I love how they take like a song or an artist you like and incorporate new music. Maybe Spotify does that now too. I'm just not as hip as other people. Anyways, I found this artist on Pandora by listening to A Nightmare Before Christmas radio, and her name is Uriel. I'll put it somewhere on here so you can see the spelling. It is total like fantasy, ethereal ambiance. Like it's just very, very unique, and I love her music. I also created another playlist called Fantasy Vibes. Like if you're an ACOTAR or fantasy reader, you know, or even just like Lord of the Rings, just that kind of vibe, you would love this playlist as well. I love making playlists. I love having a theme and then creating music around that. So I'll share that down below as well. But go check out Uriel. Love her music. I think she's like a lesser known artist, or at least to me, she's lesser known, but I just love her unique style. It really takes me to another world, like a fantasy October ethereal world. Now, another thing I've been listening to more in this season, this isn't necessarily October fall themed, but I think it could be, it fits that cozy vibe, is listening to classical music. And of course, I have a classical music playlist that I'll link below. But also, I've been listening to classical FM on like this random app on my phone. I'll take a screenshot of it if you want to do that as well. It's like a British radio station. Like, who listens to radio anymore? But it's kind of fun to hear them talk about like the composer and the song and the background music. And it is such a vibe, like on a cozy day like today, or if you're driving through the fall leaves, having classical music playing. That's one of my favorite things to have on in the background when I'm working, or I used to do it when I was studying in college. I've done that for a long, long time. Love classical music, and we're not there yet, but the one thing I do love about Christmas vibes, which I'm not even thinking about right now, is I love Nutcracker music, and this is just kind of the vibe of that, but you can get it a little bit spookier too, like that Danse Macabre, I think it's called. Sorry if I'm butchering it. That's a fun classical spooky song. Okay, next I'm going to talk about TV shows that I've been watching, or it's not even TV shows. I don't really watch TV anymore, and I'm sure you could Google or search on YouTube like TV shows or movies for fall. I'm actually going to put a screenshot of movies I'm going to watch this fall. A lot of these you may be like, duh, of course they are fall vibes, Halloween vibes, but some of them may surprise you. So I'll put the screenshot up here. One that is really good for fall vibes is Frozen 2. I was watching that the other day with my son, and it is fall vibes like 1000%. Plus it's a little bit magical, or a lot magical. I'm just totally adding that to my fall repertoire of movies I'm going to watch. But of course, I watch a lot of YouTubers. That's why I'm on YouTube. I love to consume YouTube. I love to create YouTube videos. That's just like a space that feels most aligning to me. Now I'm going to share some YouTube channels that really have that fall, maybe even witchy vibe here. The first one is Pumpkin and Gray. She is all about going to like Salem. She goes there many times a year, and that's been really cool to see. I've never been to Salem, so she shares a lot of content about that and how she's decorating for fall and Halloween. I just love her like spirit and enthusiasm and passion for Halloween. I think that's the cool thing about YouTube is you can find people who share similar passions as you do, and it's just like refreshing to see people so excited about the same things that you're excited about. Another one that I recently found was Darling Desi. I loved her autumn starter pack video. A lot of great movie and TV show recommendations on there and book recommendations, so go check out her channel. She really like nails the fall autumn vibe on her channel. Now some witchy channels I just love. Alwyn Oak, again, she's so unique and I love how just like authentic she is in her videos. They really take you to another place. Ivy the Occultist, I've learned so much from her and I love listening to her and watching her vlogs on like all the rituals and trips and places that she goes. She's just like such a wealth of knowledge over on her channel. Alina Alive, I've talked about her before, but she shares like the themes of each new moon and full moon, and she even goes so much deeper into different zodiac things that are going on. I've learned so much from her and I just love knowing like the themes of each season, and she does a great job of breaking it down. Sorry guys, I gotta switch up. My legs are falling asleep. I've never been good at like sitting on my legs. Here, let's go this way. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you can still see me. Some other people that I've recently started following that just, again, nail the fall vibes are Lydia Elise Millen. She has like 1 million subscribers, which is crazy. She's all about like seasonal fashion and she lives in the Cotswolds, I think, in the UK. So just beautiful fall vibes in her videos, just beautifully executed. Allie Marie Brown, again, just has beautiful seasonal videos. I love her outlook on life, and she lives in a little A-frame cabin in New England. So again, just like takes you to that place if that's somewhere you've never been. That is like the hot spot for fall foliage. So I've heard. I haven't seen it yet, but it's definitely on my bucket list. All right, and then the last one I wanted to share, there's probably so many more that I'm missing. I follow a lot of people on YouTube, but this is a recent find. Coraline McQuiston. Again, I'll put this up on the screen, but she lives in an island off of Scotland. And oh my gosh, it just feels like fall vibes there all year. Super cozy and just like misty and magical. I just feel like that land is so magical. Plus, I have a great grandfather that came from an island off Scotland. Not the same one she came from, but I just feel like ancestrally her vibe and what she's showing, like where she lives, just speaks to me on like an ancestral level. So I encourage you, like if you know your ancestry, maybe go look up some people that live in that area and see how it makes you feel. That also is very in theme with All Hallows Eve, Halloween, Samhain, you know, many different names for the holiday that we are all decorating for, but a big theme of that holiday, which I have a video that I did last year explaining how I celebrate that holiday, by the way, is like the thinning of the veil and connecting with your ancestors. So what a beautiful thing to do in October. Look up locations or vlogs or people that are living in the areas that your ancestors came from. I know I feel super connected to this girl that I just found on YouTube. I sent it to my mom and I was like, check this out, because it's her grandfather that lived there, and just really want to make it to Scotland one day. All right, last thing about TV shows and like what I'm consuming and watching. It's right behind me. These are the fall ambiances. There are thousands and thousands and thousands on YouTube. You can have them be a little bit spooky, a little bit more cozy, maybe witchy. Whatever you're looking for, they have the ambiance on YouTube. I have these on all the time. If I'm not playing music videos or watching something, this is on. The candle's lit. It's a whole vibe in your house. It just really elevates that energy. So trust me on this one, especially if you put it on your TV. I think it's pretty easy to get YouTube on your TV nowadays because we all have the smart TVs. Do it and just see how cozy it makes your house feel for the season. All right, the last part of this video, I just want to share some activities I plan on doing. So you can almost say it's like a fall bucket list. Again, don't hear this and let it stress you out. I doubt I will do every single one of these things. I'm going to try. But, you know, life happens, and it's more about enjoying the season, enjoying the month, enjoying my favorite time of year than doing things. Like, we get so caught up in the doing, we forget about just being and just soaking up the energy. Even if you just get cozy with a book, light a candle, have an ambiance on, that to me is enjoying the season. But let's get into some things I have on my list for, I guess you could say, my fall bucket list. The first one is playing the leaves. I did that last year with my son, and I just feel like we got so much joy from it. I remember someone talking about this when I still lived in Arizona, and my heart just yearned for playing in the leaves because we don't have fall in Arizona. So that's another reason I've been really juicing these seasons, is I'm so excited to have them again. So just go and play in the leaves, maybe with your kids or your pet or even by yourself. Like, let your inner child out and go play in the leaves. That just sounds so fun to me. That's a perfect lead into the next one. Be outside as much as I can, going on hikes, even taking a little drive, which is technically not outside, but you're looking at nature. Whatever it can be, even sitting on my deck when it's not raining like it is right now. Being outside as much as I can because this season is just magical. It's so magical seeing the leaves change. They're just starting to change here. We just got back from Colorado, which check out the Colorado vlog, which will be up at some point if it's not already up. The leaves were changing there too, and it's just magical. Like, that is the only word that comes to my mind when I see it. Like, seeing a tree with golden or red or orange leaves, like fully covered, it just takes my breath away. I know that sounds maybe like too much, but that's just, I'm too much sometimes when it comes to fall. That's just me. So getting out as much as possible. 2, going to Boo at the zoo. So we are lucky enough to have a free zoo here in St. Louis, but I don't think Boo at the zoo is free. I don't know. I need to check that. If you're a St. Louis person, let me know. But we're going to go to the zoo and you dress up and they have it all themed for Halloween. I love seeing all the decorations. We definitely didn't get to see this last year. We went to Oktoberfest at the zoo, which we're going to do again this year. But I really want to make it to Boo at the zoo, so hopefully that happens. Another thing that happens in my local area is called Pumpkin Glow. That's in St. Charles. We don't live in that area, but we have some family that does, so we're going to go and see that. It just is like practical magic vibes. They have all these cute little shops. It reminds me of Sally from Practical Magic, her shop, and it's just total fall vibes. I'll try to film that if we go and have it as a short little video here so you can see it. We also plan to go apple picking and obviously a pumpkin patch. As many as we can. We definitely have one planned, but I'd like to go to some new ones this year that I've never been to and just, again, enjoy that with my son. I feel like that's such a fun family thing to do, and actually carve pumpkins. I do not make it a priority to carve pumpkins every year, but I want to carve them and like use the insides to bake things because I love making pumpkin treats. So that leads me into my next activity, is to try to bake some kind of fall treat every weekend. I have a Pinterest board full of fall treats and I've made maybe like just a handful of them. So I want to try out some new recipes. So I'm going to try to do at least one each weekend. Now, this cute area around here, it's just like a little town, had something called a Witches Night Out. Now, I didn't get tickets in time, so I was like, maybe I should create my own Witches Night Out or Witches Night In and just make it super cozy and do all witchy things, maybe on a full moon or new moon. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas with this, but that would be also something fun to share on here. I would love to have a spooky date night with my husband. I saw Pumpkin and Gray talking about this, where she like lit a bunch of candles and they watched a spooky movie, which we've already watched a few together, but just really make it like a whole experience, a whole vibe. Maybe get takeout and eat that with our spooky movie. I also want to have a ton of bonfires. We have a little fire pit outside that we can use. There's nothing like the smell of a bonfire and having s'mores. I would love to go to a haunted house or like a haunted tour. I feel like there's some haunted places around here. I haven't been to a haunted house in a long time. I kind of have mixed feelings about it because I love the idea of it, but then when I get there, I kind of like regret it. Same thing with scary movies. I just feel like that would really get me in the spooky season spirit. I'd like to make a little Halloween basket for Arlo. Nothing too crazy. Like, we really don't even get him that much for Christmas just because we're not stuffed people, but I would like to get him maybe like a Halloween book or something else. Just a little treat for Halloween. I saw someone saying that they're going to give little Halloween baskets to the teachers that their kids have. As a former teacher, I would have absolutely loved that. And I think I did get a few one year and I was so excited. So if you have the time, space, the capacity, if not, don't worry about it. I feel like that's such a cute idea for teachers. And then lastly, like I said before, even though I've listed off so many things I want to do in October, mostly slow down and enjoy it. There's no point in doing it if it stresses you out. Don't overcommit yourself, even though I know there's a lot we want to do, but it's about being present and just enjoying the holiday, enjoying the season, enjoying the month, and just being in the here and now, I did have a section of books that I wanted to share, but honestly, I'm still on the same books I've been on since August. I don't know what my problem is with the reading. I need to get my reading act together because I had a goal that I wanted to hit by the end of the year. But I think I'm going to do a fall book haul at Barnes & Noble. I need a Barnes & Noble trip. in my future. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this fun. Please share your fall favorites down below, or any things that I talked about that you plan to do or love as well. Let me know in the comments down below. I so appreciate your time and energy. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get all the other Vlogtober videos. I'm sending you all so much love, all the high vibes and spooky vibes, and I'll see you in the next video.